Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 13th September 2024. In this video, I'm going to generate different weekly supply demand zone reports. And before that, all of you please understand we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. All the training lessons are available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. So at our channel homepage, click on the tab posts. Some of you might be seeing the tab community. Whichever the tab you see, please click on the tab. Then you will get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that will take you to all the training lessons. I'm clicking on the link. Now we are into the playlist Supply Demand Zone Price Action course. And all the training lessons are available here. You need to start your training from lesson 1.1. For that, you need to scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here, starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are available in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one and strengthen your skills related to supply demand zone price action. I have also provided the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. So from the video description, please join at our Telegram channel. It will be helpful to you. Each time when we release a new YouTube video or any other important updates, we will provide at our Telegram channel. Now let's get into the report generation, supply demand zone, weekly reports. Okay, for weekly time frame, let us find the stocks near weekly demand zone. 8 stocks are filtered. All these 8 stocks are near to the weekly demand zone. Please understand I am giving you only few seconds time to watch the report. So that is the reason why you need to pause the video, and after completion of your study, you can proceed further. In case if you does not understand how to study this report, I request you complete our training lesson 21.1. That is part 1 of lesson 21. There I have explained each and every column in detail, their values, their abbreviations, everything I explained. Even I explained how we can take leg in and leg out timestamps and base candle count, and how we can draw the zones in trading view also I explained. Okay, now let me generate the next report. For weekly time frame, let us find the stocks near weekly supply zone. 9 stocks are filtered near to the weekly supply zone. So next report, for weekly time frame, let us find the stocks where price closed inside the weekly demand zone. So 17 stocks are filtered. In all these 17 stocks, prices are closed inside the weekly demand zone. Next, for weekly time frame, let us find the stocks where price closed inside the weekly supply zone. So this is the filtered list. First 15 stocks in the list. After that, I will scroll the list down. Okay, I am scrolling the list down. So total 24 stocks are filtered where price closed inside weekly supply zone. So next report for weekly time frame, let us find the stocks tested during this week. These 10 stocks having the demand zones, weekly demand zones, are tested during this week. Next, for weekly time frame, let us find the stocks tested during, let us find the stocks having weekly supply zones tested during this week. So these 7 stocks having weekly supply zones are tested during this week. Okay, next report for weekly time frame. Let us find the stocks having newly created weekly demand zones. Oh, 23 stocks weekly demand zones are created during this week. Of course, first three are indices, remaining all are the equity stocks. Let me scroll the list down. So total 23. All these 23 stocks are having newly created weekly demand zones. Okay, next for weekly time frame, let us find the stocks having newly created weekly supply zones. So these three stocks are having newly created weekly supply zones. Okay, next we will identify the stocks based on EMA confluence. Weekly zones having weekly EMA confluence. So I am selecting entry time frame as weekly. So in the EMA confluence, the weekly time frame, the weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence I am selecting. Weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence. But you know, EMA confluence works only in the trending market. In ranging sideways market, it doesn't give any additional advantage. So that is the reason why let us also look into the trend. The weekly trend, we have trend is based on the zone violation. Our software supports both the trends, zone violation and swing high lows. That is nothing but pivot high lows. First, let us focus on the weekly trend as an uptrend, because demand zones uptrend always makes sense. Supply zones downtrend makes sense. So that's why I selected weekly trend as an uptrend. For weekly demand zones are having weekly EMA confluence scenario. If the list is very big, then we can further filter based on swing high low trend also. We got a good number of stocks. All these weekly zones having uptrend, because weekly is nothing but whichever the time frame you select, that will be considered as LTF trend. Forget about ITF, HTF, they are monthly and yearly trends. Sorry, monthly and quarterly trends. So in all the stocks, the trend is uptrend, LTF trend. That is weekly time frame. Let me scroll the list down. We got a big list, but for reference purpose, because sometimes we want to look for our favorite stocks. So I am scrolling the list down. So total 64 stocks. Out of 184 F&O stocks, 64 stocks are having weekly zones or uptrend. And also these 64 stocks not only uptrend, the weekly EMA confluence is also there, weekly zones. Because the list is big, let us further reduce. Even if swing high-low trend is also uptrend, then those stocks are much powerful stocks. So I am adding one more filter, trend based on swing high-lows, that is pivot high-lows. So weekly trend I am selecting uptrend. Let me filter. Now the list is reduced. These are the first 24 stocks. I am scrolling the list down. So total 37 stocks. See, out of 64, 37 stocks are having a uptrend, both zone violation trend as well as a swing high-low trend. Always remember, excuse me, zone violation trend is quicker compared to swing high-low. But at the same time, swing high-low trend is very stable. So 37, these 37 stocks trend we can consider without any doubt, they are uptrend. Both the trends are supporting. Okay. Now we can add one more filter. How many of these weekly zones are having confluence with monthly zone? So you can use weekly and monthly EMA confluence, ITF confluence. Demand zone confluence, that is weekly demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence. I am enabling. Let's filter from the 37 5 stocks. These 5 stocks weekly zones are part of the monthly zone and also having weekly EMA confluence. Okay, then next we will look for supply zones. How many supply zones are having a weekly EMA confluence? So entry time frame is weekly. In the EMA confluence at weekly time frame, looking for a weekly supply zone with weekly EMA confluence. Apart from that, let us also look for how many of these stocks are having downtrend. So in the zone violation trend, weekly time frame, I am selecting the trend as downtrend because supply zones downtrend makes sense. So let us filter. Only 3 stocks are filtered. Because these 3 stocks, the list is very small, we don't look for swing high low trend. But only thing verification we can do, any of these zones are having, all these are all pierced zones. Supply zones are pierced, demand zones are pierced. 2 supply zones are valid, only 1 supply zone is pierced. Let us check any of these 3 stocks are having ITF confluence, that is weekly zone is part of monthly zone. Let's verify. The supply zone confluence, weekly supply zone with monthly supply zone, filter I enabled. Let's verify. No, none of the stocks. Okay, this is about EMA confluence based filtering mechanism. Next, let us look for zone confluence. How many weekly zones are part of monthly zones? So entry time frame is weekly. In the demand zone confluence, how many weekly demand zones are part of the monthly demand zones? So good number of stocks are filtered. Let me scroll the list down. Further I am scrolling the list down. So total 51 stocks are filtered. In all these 51 stocks, weekly zones are part of the monthly zone. The demand zone confluence. Now let's add one more condition, HTF confluence, that is LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. So we need to add 2 more filters. Already weekly demand zone, monthly zone is enabled. Now weekly demand zone with quarterly demand zone I am enabling. Next monthly demand zone with quarterly demand zone also I am enabling. That means weekly zone is part of monthly zone, weekly and monthly together part of the quarterly zone. How many demand zones are currently weekly zones are supporting? So 19 stocks are filtered. All these 19 stocks are currently having a weekly zone, monthly zone and quarterly zone, demand zone confluence. If any of your favorite stock is there from this list, you can focus on that. Okay, exactly the same way, let us look for supply zone confluence, weekly supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence. So entry time frame is weekly. Let's verify the supply zone confluence. Weekly supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence, I am enabling the filter. Weekly supply zone with monthly supply zone. That is LTF, ITF zone confluence. So this is the filtered list. First 15 stocks you are seeing. Let me scroll the list down. So total 21 stocks. In all these 21 stocks, weekly zones are part of the monthly zone. That is what zone confluence. But supply zone confluence. Weekly supply zones are part of the monthly supply zones. Now let's look for HTF supply zone confluence. LTF, ITF and HTF. So let's add two more conditions. One condition already added. Weekly supply zone with monthly supply zone is already enabled. Next, weekly supply zone with quarterly supply zone, I am enabling the filter. Next, monthly supply zone with quarterly supply zone also I am enabling the filter. So LTF, ITF, HTF confluence, weekly, monthly and quarterly zone confluence. 5 stocks are filtered. In all these 5 stocks, we have LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence. That means weekly zone is part of the monthly zone, weekly supply zone is part of the monthly supply zone, and weekly supply zone and monthly supply zone together is part of the quarterly supply zone. Okay, in the final report, I am going to generate complete list of supply demand zone for your reference purpose. Any of your favorite stocks, you can verify. What is the demand zone? What is the supply zone? So I am selecting entry time frame weekly. I am not adding any filters. I am generating the complete list for all the 199 stocks. Okay, I keep on scrolling the list down, and whichever the stock you want to refer, there you please pause the video. Okay, I am scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.